Friend, a quick little PSA from one homemaker to another. What about those wet, dry mops? You've probably seen them everywhere. You might even own one. If you've been here for a minute, you know that I have been obsessed with these things for years and years and years. I absolutely believe in work smarter, not harder, but with so many options out there on the market, are there any that are actually worth your money, that are actually a true help to you in keeping up your home? I'm going to answer that question today. Things that I no longer use, surprise, surprise, and what I use instead. Hey there friends, I'm Heidi, the Heavenly Minded Homemaker, and I love sharing so many things around here on the channel. I want to dig into the deep, the heart, deeply rooted, just big issue things that we have going on in our lives, but I also want to stop and feature the practical from time to time. And so today we're going to talk all about those wet dry mops, the mop vacuums, whatever you want to call them, pickup mops. I have talked about these for so many years here on the channel. Yes, I am that lady who has stopped in doctor's offices, the grocery store, the vet's office once even, to talk about these, because tools that truly work to make our jobs easier, more efficient, more effective, I think those are worthwhile conversations to have. And so we're just going to have that little chat right here, because for years and years and years I have been using the kind of standard wet dry vacuums, wet dry mops, whatever you want to call them, that we've had on the market, right? I think Bissell came out with the Crosswave. I had the Tineco. I've had like 4 different models of the Tineco brand. I've had the Ultenic brand. I've had many different models over the years from even different companies, and they're kind of all the same to a degree. And the thing that has always kind of gotten me with those is with the traditional vacuum mops that are out there, they get really stinky. I know some of you have recommended them too, and then you've texted me later on and been like, I forgot to clean that thing one time and the smell is so horrific. I just about like wiped out the whole family by trying to fire it back up again. The stink, okay? They can be a pain to clean. There's so many different like tubes and things that you got to go through to get everything that it really is difficult to actually properly clean the whole thing, and you really can't just rely on the self-cleaning features that they have. Another thing is that clogs. I have a bunch of animals. I got a bunch of kids. There's a bunch of girls in my house. We all got long hair, right? So there's things like that where getting clogs and things built up into it, constant issues that you start dealing with. They don't really deep scrub. I mean, they really do wipe stuff. I think they're better than just like a steam mop or a Swiffer, where I feel like it just kind of like spreads it around. Those ones pick up a little bit better. But if there's anything that's really like stuck on the ground, if you have, I know like my mom, she has the laminate wood flooring, but it has the grooves in it to kind of mimic real floors. And so they don't really like get down in there super well. I have little kids, I've got pets, I got things like that. And so things that get spilt on the ground, I really have to like go over a bunch or even get down and scrub myself, because it just doesn't pick it up. And they stink. There kind of hits a point to some of mine I've had for multiple years. They hit a point where it just smells bad, and what I have to do to break the whole unit down every single time I use it and give it a deep, thorough clean so that it doesn't keep smelling bad, it kind of was just becoming a pain. And so I was getting a little frustrated, trying different models, trying different companies, seeing if I could figure out what was the difference. And the thing that really surprised me is it really goes back to the way in which those things are made in the first place, the just overall design of them. And so when I ran across this company, MoProbo, you guys have maybe seen them. I even did a video on them before. It's the like sweeper pickup mop that can pick up a hamburger. Okay, I saw them on their videos and I was like, this is the craziest thing ever. Now MoProbo's is different because their whole design is different. And so that's what I want to share with you guys here. If this is something that you've been struggling to find, I have solid surface floors in my entire house. And so having something that works very, very well is golden to me, because that's what I'm doing so much of my just daily task in cleaning up my house is tending to my floors. And so finding a product that really works really is that important. I worked with MoProbo before. I shared with that video with you guys. I literally reached out to them and said, hey, can I please just try this thing? Like, I am so intrigued by it. And they sent one over and it was fantastic. I shared it with you all. Well, MoProbo reached out to me a little bit ago and they said, well, for our first time, we're actually upgrading our unit. We have a new model, would you like to test it? You know, show us, what does it work like in a real home with real things going on? I jumped at it. I'll be honest. I totally jumped and said, yes, please. I will put this thing through the ringer. And that's what we've been doing here, is testing this out. Their mops are so fundamentally different. And so all of those issues that I had with it being a pain to clean, theirs doesn't have that. And this new M2 Turbo model that they had has a special feature on it that makes it even easier and all of that. And I'll share that with you. Theirs don't clog. There is no tubing, no like pathways to get clogged. So yeah, you can literally mop up a hamburger. I tested it out before. We mopped up popcorn, we mopped up chips, we mopped up all kinds of crazy things. It picks everything up. True story. You don't have to worry about even hard stuck on messes, because theirs is created with the specific magnetic design to give you true downforce in your mop head. And so this new one, even the M2, has even stronger downforce. They've added a couple more pounds of downforce onto it, and I'm telling you, it works because it just glides over everything. It doesn't matter how set in and messy something is stuck to the ground. My daughter made a dessert the other day, and it was like walnuts with sugar and syrup and all these things kind of mixed together. Well, some of it got spilt and didn't get noticed. I just mopped right over it, scrubbed it right up, picked it all up. The chunks, the sticky stuff, everything that was on the floor, it was sparkling clean. And the best thing with all of this, on top of the deep scrubbing, on top of no clogs and easy to clean, all of that, it doesn't stink. Because again, you don't have all these areas and places where stuff is getting stored up in it. There's one easy tank that at the end of it all, you dump out, it's good to go. So I just want to tell you guys about this because it does help me that much. And I know when I'm looking to invest in tools around my home that are truly going to help me, I want to hear it from a friend who's going to tell me for real what it's like, so that way I know and I can make an informed decision. Of course, I've got a special deal for you guys. So if you guys want the best deal that you can possibly get on one of these MoProbo devices, either the original M1 Gold or the brand new M2 Turbo, which I'm telling you is phenomenal, I have that linked down below in the description. So let me just explain it to you, and then I'm going to mop my floor so you can see exactly how this thing works. So just like the other ones that maybe you've seen, it's really simple. It comes right out of the box. You snap a couple pieces together. You have a very sleek charger base that you roll it onto to charge it, to self-clean, to all of that, plug it in, easy peasy, good to go. This thing is really, really cool again because the whole head of it is this massive scrubbing pad. So this attaches there on the front. It rotates and gives you 10 scrubs with 10 rinses every second. So every second that this thing is going, it is going around and scrubbing it 10 times while also rinsing itself off. So it's always a fresh, clean pad that is touching your floor. So the technology of it is just so simplistic but genius all at the same time. You can take this off of the machine, obviously, here's mine right here, and you can also throw this thing in the washer. So if you wanted to, you know, even once in a while, just kind of deep clean it, make sure it's really good, maybe just cleaned up something really nasty, and so you just kind of want to give it a little extra, you know, thing, you can throw this in the washer and then set it out in the sun, let it dry, get good and disinfected, all of that. These things are great, heavy duty. I mean, this is like a plush, nice carpet practically. I mop up everything with these, and like I said, I've been putting this thing through the test, and it's in great shape. So I love that their things are meant to last. You have this magnetic downforce in it. One of their things that they showed in their ads was that your floors will be so clean you can actually walk barefoot through your house again. My family, we are all a little textile sensitive, and so I used to never walk barefoot on my floors, especially with the dogs and the dog hair and everything they're tracking in. We live out in the country, it's always a mess. I wouldn't walk barefoot. Our floors are so clean, so clean. They feel fantastic. You have so much downforce actually scrubbing your floors that you don't have to do a bunch of different steps to get sparkling floors. I can clean all of the floors in my house in one charge. It's super simple. I just get up. The thing is super quiet. It doesn't make a lot of noise because it's not an actual vacuum. It's just a pickup mop. It's not creating a bunch of noise. So even early in the morning when my family is asleep, I run this thing all over the floors and we're looking good to go. I love that one of the things they added to this is it's like pro wash system where when you are done using this and you stand it upright, the belt actually keeps running. And the reason why they did that is if you want to give it a real deep rinse, right? Again, depending on how dirty your floors are, I got a lot of people. I got 12 people that live here and use my home. I've got animals up the wazoo going in and out. Like I said, we live out in the country, and so all kinds of stuff gets tracked in. You can take a bucket of just warm water if you want to add a little bit of soap into it or something like that to rinse it out. And what I do is when I'm done, because I know I have so much extra going on my floors, I can just set that down into the bucket and give it a incredibly deep rinse to get everything nice and clean. I'm not having to take a bunch of things apart. I'm not having to get myself all dirty and mixed up into it. I can submerge the entire unit, that whole head of the unit, down into a bucket of water, and it rinses everything itself. And then the really great thing about it is it comes with that charger pad that also lets it work out the self-cleaning cycle that you can do anytime after you're done cleaning it. You just kind of click the trigger, run the self-cleaner, but it will also dry the entire mop pad as well. And so again, there's nothing getting stinky. There's nothing getting gross, right? It washes it and then it dries it. You can touch this when it's done. You can put a paper towel up against it and it's dry, I promise you. And so I love that, again, it has this amazing ability to be dunked in some water to thoroughly rinse out anything. I'm not having to touch it. I'm not having to pull a bunch of pieces apart or anything like that like I used to have to every single time with my Tineco, with my Ultenic, with those other ones that I had. I dunk it in some water, let it really rinse itself out. And again, I know I'm using this thing extra. So I love that they did something for those of us who are really getting these things dirty. They've made it so easy to clean. I'm able to do that. There's no pipes. There's nothing to get clogged up. There's nothing to get backed up. There's nothing to get stinky. I love that they've even upgraded the magic hair wand that they have in theirs. You get some of these with it. You can buy backups if you need to. This little thing rolls along and will collect all the hair, pet hair, human hair, you name it. So that way you just easily, once a month, take this off, switch it out, put a new one in, and all your hair is being collected. So that way you're keeping everything nice and neat and tidy as you go. So for any of you who have been looking for a better solution to, again, just keeping up with your home, the reality of the things we have to do, the things that we have to fit into our days, and if I can have a resource that is going to help me work smarter and not harder, then sign me up. I am all for learning more about it. Again, the M2, fantastic. The new turbo version, it has more downforce. It has a bigger collection unit. It has slightly different features where the M1 is fantastic. It's amazing. We still use it here at the house as well. But yet when you thought it couldn't get any better, they upped the ante even a little bit more here in this M2 version. And so if finding a good resource like that would be a help and a blessing to you, then praise God. Check out my link down below. You can go and watch this video right up here if you'd like to see kind of the breakdown of the M1. Very, very similar. This one is just a little bit stronger. The battery lasts a little bit longer. You get a little more scrub and a little more. It's like the cherry on top to it all. So again, check out my link down below. Get the best deal that's out there, and I pray that this can truly serve you in your home. Thank you, MoProbo, for sending this over. This thing is absolutely phenomenal. We've put it to the test, and it stands well above the rest.